Hi everybody, it's the ATX Mom. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make homemade watermelon juice. It is one of my favorite things to do in the summer. My son and I do it every single week. So the equipment that you'll need a blender. I happen to have this big fancy Ninja blender that I got as a gift for my birthday. And you need some sort of sieve or strainer. You'll need a cutting board. I recommend if you're going to cut this much watermelon to do it on a baking pan like this, just to catch all of the juice, because you're going to get a ton of juice. A knife to carve your watermelon, and I just recommend using a knife you're really comfortable with. So if it's a smaller knife or a larger chef's knife like this, this just happens to be my favorite knife in the house. I'm really comfortable with using it. You need some cookie cutters, and you'll need a jug to keep all of your juice in the refrigerator. This is a 1 gallon jug, and usually a watermelon about this size will make about as much juice to fill this all the way up. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make your watermelon juice and some fun little activities along the way. The other thing that is really useful in making watermelon juice, if you're going to do it with your little one, is a stool. This is my learning tower, made by Little Partners. We absolutely love this thing. He can climb right in it. You can see his little feet, and he's right at the perfect level of the counter that he can help Mama. Okay, when cutting a giant watermelon like this, the trick is start with the end. So you're going to cut here, and you're going to cut here, and you're going to cut off the ends so you can flip it up on its end. Okay, as you can see, I have cut my watermelon now, and it is standing up on the end, and my son is sticking his fingers inside it. And these are my two end pieces. What's great is these are great for kids especially. You can just hand them a spoon, and this becomes like a little bowl, and they can eat all of that little extra yummy watermelon. Okay, now we're going to go back to focusing on this guy. It has teeny tiny little fingers in it. Okay, move your hand, honey, because Mommy's got to use the knife. Okay, and what we're going to do is start on the outside here, and you're going to cut all the way down, kind of twisting your knife as you go to take one long ribbon of rind all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to come back and show you when one side is finished.
Star shapes.
You're going to make star shapes. Oh, okay, we're making star shapes. So you can see here how I've cut kind of one lobe off the side of the watermelon, and you can go back and clean up some of the areas that still have some rind on them. But I'm going to keep turning the watermelon and cutting those lobes off one by one until the whole thing is peeled. I recommend keeping a garbage bag handy because you're going to have these giant chunks of watermelon that are really heavy. And I will come back when I have my whole watermelon, all of the rind taken off. Okay, so here is my peeled watermelon. You can see my son went at it with the spoon here on the side. And now you can go back through and kind of shave down these extra pieces of rind that are on here. Honestly, in such a small amount with such a huge watermelon, they won't make too much of a difference. But I'm going to go through and clean mine up just because that's how we like it. Okay, here it is all cleaned up and shaved down. And what I'm going to do now is turn it on its side. Oh, it's very heavy. Okay, turn it on its side. And then I'm just going to cut it in half just because I need it to be a little more manageable. This is kind of crazy huge. So I'm just going to slice it straight down the middle. What's great is now if you were going to a picnic or something and you wanted to slice up watermelon, all you would have to do at this point is to cut it about 1-inch slices. Chop, 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 chop. Turn your knife this way. Chop, 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 chop. And you've got beautiful cubes of watermelon super quick. So I'm going to take 1/2 of the watermelon and set it aside, and then the other half we are going to start working on. Okay, now I have half of my watermelon and a little spoon coming into the shot, and I'm going to start slicing it in slices about 1/2 inch or so thick. I think it goes without saying that this is a messy project. Your kitchen will be covered in watermelon if you let the little ones help like I do. You want to try some of that?
I'm for already.
Here, let's cut some off. Here you go, bud. I really believe as a parent, sometimes you just have to say, whoa, who cares about the mess? Because it's more important that they have fun. So I'm doing it in these thin slices.
Taste that.
You want to taste this? Okay. Because what I have now is this little plate set up for my son. Here, with some cookie cutters. I'm going to give him a whole slice of watermelon. And we are going to start punching shapes out of the watermelon with our cookie cutters. Push it all the way down and then pop it out. And then you have all of these great little watermelon shapes that would be great for freezing. You can eat them just as it is. My son now won't eat watermelon unless it's heart-shaped. Here you go, bud.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Heart shape.
It's heart-shaped, that's right. So I will give him this plate and these cookie cutters and let him go to town making shapes. And then all the little trim that's left, I will dump in my blender, and that's what I will use to make my watermelon juice. So I'm going to let him go to town for a little bit, and I will come back when I have enough watermelon in the blender to make the juice. Okay, so here are the remnants of our watermelon cutting. You'll see we have this cute little bowl of hearts and stars. And so I'm going to take all of the rest of this watermelon and dump it into my blender, thusly. And it doesn't matter. You can see right now I have a seeded watermelon. There's seeds in this watermelon. I find that the seeded watermelons just taste a little sweeter. It might be totally in my head, but that's been my experience. So you can use seeded or unseeded watermelons. You're going to blitz them anyway. So even if you had seeds in your juice, that's okay. So you're going to put the lid on. Okay, Mommy's turning on the blender, honey.
Sorry.
Sorry. Here we go. Can you press the button? Very good. Can you press this button too? Oh. Okay, now press this button.
Mama.
Mama press. There we go. And that's really it. You just need to do it until it's all liquid. We are going to strain out the pulp and the seeds, so no need to worry about those. So what I'm going to do now is take my container that I had here and my strainer, and I'm going to pour that from the blender into here, and I will come back. Gesundheit. I just wanted to show you the aftermath of the Learning Tower. It's all covered in seeds and watermelon juice, but that's okay. That happens. We'll clean it up. But there you can see the full height of it and how high it comes to the counter. Okay, here we go. This is after about 5 minutes of just sitting here and straining, and you can see this is kind of a thick pulp on the top, and then all the lovely juice is in the bottom. Now, I wish I had a use for this pulp. If anybody has a use for pulp or can suggest a use, let me know, because I feel bad every time I make this that I throw this pulp away, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go throw this away and repeat the whole process. Chop up some more watermelon, blitz it in the blender, strain it off until my jug is full. Okay, I want to take a second to point out that my son got bored making shapes, and so I'm finishing off the project by myself. And you can just chop it into giant chunks and blend it that way. So don't think that you have to do the cookie cutter thing. It's just something fun to do. Okay, so here we are all finished. And what you'll see here is that one huge watermelon yielded me this big bowl full of stars and hearts. I've got this thermos here filled with watermelon juice. My husband takes this to work. I've got this huge 1-gallon tub here completely filled to the brim. I don't think I could possibly fit any more juice in here. And I also had enough to do 1 tray of watermelon juice ice cubes. And then what you can do after they've frozen, and I'll show you what they look like after they're frozen. So there they are frozen. You can serve your glass. I have it in this lovely pink cup. You can serve your glass of watermelon juice with watermelon juice ice cubes, which is my husband's absolute favorite thing to do. One thing I will tell you about the juice, once you have it in the fridge, it'll last you about a week or so in the fridge before it gets a little funky. But what you will notice is that it separates as it sits. So every time you take it out of the refrigerator, make sure you're stirring it really well, because what you'll see is the solids separate from the water, and you'll have a jug that's about 3/4 almost clear water, and the rest watermelon pulp, which is interesting to see when you see it. So there you go, super easy watermelon juice recipe, and lots of fun little activities to do as you're making it. Again, this is a messy project. You'll see the aftermath of my kitchen right now. Everything is filled with watermelon, and everything is sticky, but we have so much fun doing it. We do it every single week, and, you know, who cares? Messes can be cleaned up. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and have a great day.